Oh, what's going on YouTube? Links Forte here. I apologize that there was no Nuzlocke episode today. I just got back from my cruise and it's been a hectic couple days. So I'm just finishing up the grinding and then I'll have the last episode up next week. But I did just a little battle on Showdown. I was a little bit bored while grinding, so I stopped doing that and jumped on Showdown because, like I said, I was bored. Stop playing Pokemon to go play Pokemon, right? Anyway, I had this battle here, and I don't normally look at teams and say, when this Pokemon is gone, this Pokemon sweeps. I don't normally do that. And I really didn't do that until after like the first 4 or 5 turns. But anyway, the team is Mega Man Netric, Landorus T, Keldeo, Bisharp, what is this Pokemon? Donphan and Sylveon. It's like 10:45, you guys. I'm sorry if I'm not all the way 100% there. And I just got back from my cruise, so I'm not 100% there anyway. But yeah, that's the team there, and it was just like an interesting battle, so let me just go through this real quick. First off, I didn't know what he may have wanted to lead with. Like, obviously he could lead with Pharaoh, he could lead with Talonflame, he could lead with Raikou, he could lead with Galvantula. So it was kind of difficult for me to figure out what he wanted to lead with, and I had no idea what to do here. So I think I ended up leading off with Mega Man Netric. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay. So, I lead off here with Mega Man Netric. Reason being, because I didn't really care at that point. I knew I could just Volt Switch out on anything, no matter what. He goes for the substitute, I Volt Switch out, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'm going to go into Sylveon, because Hyper Voice goes through it. So, it's a matchup I knew I could win, unless he were to keep going for Calm Minds, and he didn't do that. But at the same time, it's a matchup I could probably win still. So, I just keep clicking Hyper Voice. He's going to keep clicking Thunderbolt. And I need to learn to talk, basically. So I win this matchup here. Raikou goes down behind his sub, and then he brings in Blastoise. And I'm just thinking, okay, I don't know, is he gonna go Dark Pulse? Is he gonna go Aura Sphere? I just go into Keldeo thinking that's my safest play, and I'm thinking he's not gonna want to stay in, but he does stay in, and he just clicks Aura Sphere. So he switches out into Talonflame, and I go for Calm Mind, thinking he's just gonna play this game with me, and nope, he goes into Talonflame. So I decided I need to just get an Intimidate off on this Talonflame. I decided between Mega Man Netric and, sorry, hold on. On that last play, I was thinking between Mega Man Netric and Landorus T to get the Intimidate off on Talonflame. Obviously, he brought it in to bluff the Acrobatics or the Brave Bird. But it's not a bluff I could have made. I didn't want to make that time. I didn't want to call that bluff at that point in time. So I needed the Intimidate drop. I kind of realized at that point that with Raikou gone, Mega Man Netric destroys that team. So I didn't want him to take any damage, so I went in for Landorus at that point in time. And once he revealed the Will-O-Wisp, I knew which Talonflame set it was, so it was no big deal. I wasn't too worried about it, and I didn't really, care as much. But I decided to go on Landorus T, do whatever I could. He had no idea what set I was, so let's just continue on. So I take he goes into Blastoise as I click Knockoff, and at this point I decide to sack off Sylveon so I can get a free switch into Mega Man Netric, force out this Blastoise. I'm just gonna click the T-Bolt here. As you see, it does just under half to Galvantula, and then I can finish it off with Flamethrower. And he's going to go into Alakazam. I outspeed, so I just go for Volt Switch, and luckily for me, I get the crit. I didn't know what he wanted to go for here. I thought about, him clicking Focus Blast. Like, it was heavily on my mind, because obviously that's the play for him to make. Because you wouldn't want to click Psyshock at that point, because I have an immunity. So, Focus Blast was heavily in my mind, but I looked at the team and said, I don't need Bisharp, and I want to get a free switch into something else. So, I just go into Bisharp, sack it off, and now I'm going to go into Donphan so I can get my rocks up and threaten that Talonflame for later on. He's going to get his rocks up as I switch out into Keldeo. And and this happened to me like right the battle before. It was Keldeo versus Ferrothorn, and it's been a while since I played on the OU ladder. Like, I've been playing mostly random battles. And so I keep forgetting that Ferrothorn now is running like Power Whip or Seed Bomb. So he goes for a Power Whip, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I just have to hit this thing with a Secret Sword as hard, as hard as possible. He goes for a Power Whip. He takes me out. No big deal. At this point, I can just go into Mega Magnetric, fire off another Flamethrower. No matter what he wants to go into, I have the advantage over his team. He goes into Blastoise. I'm not sure. I didn't want to risk anything, so I just go for the Volt Switch. And I get another crit. And then I go into Landorus. No matter what he wants to go into, because I'm Scarf, I outspeed, get the U-turn off. And I go into Mega Magnetric because, like I said, Mega Magnetric runs through his team, and he only had Talonflame left. So that was the end of that battle. Just something I wanted to post for you guys because I don't have the Nuzlocke, the last episode of Nuzlocke up. Also, that episode won't be posted until next week because I'm not going to do the battle. I'm not going to do the last episode until this weekend. I can't talk because it's so late and I'm not 100% here. Anyway, yeah, Nuzlocke, last episode, next week, some point in time. I don't know, maybe Monday, even though that feels kind of weird to do the last episode on a Monday, but it'll probably be Monday. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this battle. This is Link's Forte, and I'm out. Peace.